Oi dudes! On the 21st of January 2019, an isometric shooter called the Hong Kong Massacre came out on Steam and PlayStation 4. I've been playing it quite a bit, finished in about 3.5 hours, and I've just been doing some little things other than that. And yeah, it's not too bad. I'm kind of here to talk about it. It's from a Swedish company. I don't know how it's pronounced. I think it's Veski. Veski? I don't know, can't find it online. I don't know. It's made by two dudes, two of them. So for two guys, it's very good. But we're gonna talk about it from the very start. So here we go. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram as well. Get it going. Get all them pipes going, guys.
The earliest mention of this game I can find is actually from Reddit, of a very early build on an account that's been banned, being a 15-second clip with no sound, in very early development, maybe even just a proof of concept, where everything's still two-dimensional and animations are very basic. We'll compare the two 2 years apart. Now the trailer's nothing special in my opinion. It looks more like a proof of concept. You've got very basic sprites, things that aren't in the game anymore. The entire game is completely changed. This was 2 years ago, so it was very, very early, and this is literally all you see. So I feel like that didn't need any explanation. Compare the two, second is clearly better, right? Off the bat, I was immediately reminded of John Woo, Hotline Miami, Hatred, which sucked, and Gender Wars. Just wanted to throw that out there as well. So I think we'll get the things that are not good out of the way first. For instance, there's no grenades or explosive weapons to interact with the environments, which sucks. Because a lot of the time, you run out of ammo and you just pick up another gun. It feels like if you had a grenade, you could do more things with it. There's no graphical options, pretty much whatsoever. There's 3 options and they're all pretty useless. No way to remap controls. For instance, spacebar is slow motion and right click is roll. I'd like to reverse that because I just found myself using the opposites for some reason. The AI will see you from 360 any direction, sometimes not even in your range of sight. Little things like spelling errors, music volume. Also, every coming day is greeted with the same CGI cinematic of the protagonist speeding down the highway in his fast car. With lights in the background, it's super boring. But with it being made by a 2-man team, I think this is very understandable. I think people are being too harsh on them. But if they should have released this game yet or not, it's another thing. But it's still fun. The game starts 4 days in the future, and works its way backwards to the present day. After a handful of levels, they throw at you a boss, which can be defeated in the same way every fucking time. The slow-mo peak, and you hit them. Wait for their animation to complete, and repeat, while trying to time it perfectly so you don't also cop some lead. It's hard the first time you do it, but once you figure that out, it's pretty easy. You can generally do it the first shot. I am hoping this game is successful because I can see a very good game in here. It's just a little frustrating sometimes, but it is very fun still. And the level design for the most part is actually very good. Keeps it fun with plenty of different looking and feeling levels. Certain indestructible and destructible walls and objects in the game to keep you guessing, and with the exception of one level that I thought was the worst in the entire game, it was actually so bad that when me and my brother played it, we actually played it together at the same time. It's not co-op, but we did play it at the same time. He quit that level, and I slogged it out. But it was totally worth it because the rest of the game is actually really good again, like the start. It's super intense, and with the one-hit death mechanic, it makes it super hard. In the same vein as Hotline Miami 1 and 2, it's just a different game. The Hong Kong Massacre uses the Unity engine, and it's some really satisfying ragdoll. The kind that keeps you playing like Crisis, Painkiller, and Elma if you played that back in the day. And anything that used the Euphoria engine, like all of Rockstar's games made after Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. The physics are just really fun and gives a level a sense of replayability. Speaking of replayability, the levels have a 3-star system, and for each of these you'll get a star. So finishing the level with no shots missed, no slow motion used, and finished within the allotted time. That will give you 3 stars. Challenging at first, hard as fuck in the later levels. And while the sound effects and the music in Hong Kong Massacre are great, they're really punchy, keeps you going, the issue I found was when I turned the music down and the sound effects down so I can listen to my own music for a little while, it didn't really work. Some sound effects are still really fucking loud. So it would scare the fuck out of me, because I'd just be shooting, I'd die, a huge fucking thump. You'll see at this boss right now. All enemies also die within 1 shot, with the exception of the later levels when you're versing the police team. They'll wear like a flak jacket, taking 2 shots. And that's pretty much it. Apart from that, It's one shot, two shots, or a boss, which it could be up to 20. And that's it. It's pretty simple. There's different weapons, only 4 of them. It's very, very simple.
So there you have it, the Hong Kong Massacre. $17.99 US and $25.95 Australian. If you believe it's worth it or not, totally up to you. About 5.5 hours content if you 100% it. It is fun. The cons are it's pretty glitchy, but it is really fun. So I guess you have to weigh it up. And if they do fix it later with later patches, then that's pretty good. That's awesome. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll probably see you next time if you want to have a bit of a watch. Appreciate your time. Follow me on fucking Facebook, Instagram, subscribe on YouTube, whatever, all that stuff, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.